I've been studying the scriptures a little bit these days, and I want you to know that I may not be able to express myself well because I'm not well. But I know that I'm not well, but I do the best I can. I think the spirit isn't disturbed. I think what's going to happen is going to happen. And how many of you have come for some kind of relief, of some anxieties? How many people are ready to become different in a fraction of a second? Always. What I do is I don't understand. I do not understand why he picked me when I was a little boy. But I want to talk to you about a little boy or a little girl, because there's something you need to do which is so beautifully simple. Let me say that if you are ready, which not of you, all of you are ready, I can show you how to be cured of everything you have in 10 seconds. There's enough as a road to tell you. I'll tell it to you right now. I remember the reason why I'm not like everybody else, well, otherwise I am in many ways. I have children and I have all the things that normal people have. And all the things that normal people, but there's not many normal people anymore, including you. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You recognize you have a problem. So let me make it simple. In my sickness, it's not sickness, it's just can't eat, can't drink properly. But I'm the spirit here, that's all. So let me just tell you a little story and how simple it is. If you can get to the concept of it. I have told the story, excuse me, I have told the story many times on the radio that when I was a little boy, about 8 years old, I had a cousin that's 9 years old, and we played together. And then one day he did something bang to me, and the shock of what he said turned into a stone inside my solar plexus. And then I said to myself, what is this? How is it that he can do this and put a stone inside my stomach here? And I said, well, I'll let it go. That's it. That's the whole thing. But I didn't know what I said. I wasn't resentful. But I'm looking back. There was no resentment. How is it that a little kid can bash another kid and get a pain like that from mouth to stomach, which is what happens to you all the time? You get upset, no matter what. Little things upset you. And little things will motivate you and upset you and come back again in a cycle. The more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. The worse it gets, the more you will try to fix it. And you're going crazy. You can't fix anything. All you can do is, oh, I see that. We're going to see something this evening, I think. But the beauty of it, it lasted for my whole life. I have never, well, one time, I have to be honest, I was in the Institute of Hypnosis because I thought that Hitler did all those things. I saw it. I don't understand how he did that. But I was only 16 years old. I had to know. And so, little stories, if you don't mind. My mother had a lady, Mina. I have a memory. Oh, wow. I didn't mean it, Mina. And she's a friend from First World War. And she had a headache. But she was very suggestible. I saw it. Saw suggestible. Weak. Suggestible. But she used to have a headache. And you're playing with hypnosis? He says, yes, yes. About 15, 16. And I said, close your eyes. Well, she's gone. Super effective. And so she woke up and her eyes, her headache was gone. She said, how do you do that? But I began to understand that people are suggestible. We don't want you to be suggestible. But all of you are suggestible to some degrees. And to be suggestible is to be not you. Not you in not just one way, 1,000. Because every time you start to get upset, no matter who it is, a piece of them, but it's all the same, evil. When you get when people are angry with you, and you get upset, it takes you away from Roy Masters as a little kid. My cousin could have got it, but he didn't. Thank God. For him too. We just let it go. If you start your life the way I did, with not knowing what I did. But it took many, 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 many years, and I just have to tell you one more. I was going to tell you a story, and I just forgot to do it. There's two ladies that come into the Institute of Hypnosis. I'm doing wonderful work. I'm making a lot of money. And everybody thinks they're getting better, but they weren't. I'm being honest. They feel better for a couple of weeks, and then come back. And that is harder to do, or they just... But very often, what I noticed is some people were very, what's the word I just used?
Suggestible.
What was it?
Suggestible. Suggestible.
Suggestible. But other people were not suggestible, but they liked what I said. See, there's two things possibly at one situation. So I had difficulty in describing how I should pick one, because they're all going through the same things, but one person wasn't motivated, wasn't hypnotized. He just liked what I said, and it cured him immediately. Excuse me, I got a very bad cold. Excuse me. And this is terrible going over the... Hello, audience, I'm sorry, wherever you are. Yeah. But I'm here. I shouldn't be really here at all. I love to help you. My whole life is nothing more to introduce you to God in the very simplest way, so you don't need me ever. Now, if you want to come to talks and lectures, that's fine. But do not have me on a pedestal. I'm an ordinary person. Extraordinary because I'm not screwy like most of you, if I may say so without being rude. But let me tell you the negative part. Let me tell you the negative part of it. I remember this. These two ladies were very suggestible. And everybody said, oh, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Next time they come in, I've still got the problem. I do it again, hypnosis. The more I did it, the more they get angry with me. And I saw that they will put me on a pedestal, and expect me to make them cure. But they're not curable because they're such dark, difficult people. They become suggestible because they gave themselves to me in order that I should cure them. But I don't cure anybody. It comes through me. But they put too much strength, or I can't find the word. but too much
Belief or confidence?
yes, confidence is the word. Yes, thank you. I have a little problem when I have that. But then I got upset. I went to the chemist. They had food. They had milkshakes and things like that. And I found myself reading what was sandwiches and this and that. I went over and over again. I said, what the hell am I doing? I was distracting myself from being upset. Oh, that's it. It's never been better since. I learn. And I want you to understand, you have to become as a little child. And you know way can enter the kingdom of heaven. How many have read that?
Yes.
You have seen it. And how can you become a little child? It says you become as a little child. The little child of Roy at 8 years old had what everybody lost by just saying, oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Who understands? Can you do this to everybody that you meet? Because that's what I do. Nothing more. But how can you get back from what you lost? Because, putting it simple terms, when you came into the world, you heard me say this world, it sounds like a musical. But when you came into the world, what you had is still in there. But it's tangled up because when you came into the world, this is very spiritual because this is a beautiful day to speak about spiritualness and everyday living as a normal person, which we call normal. Normal is a gift. To be normal, to be is the extension of God. I am the extension of Him. So everybody in the audience, all you need to do is realize maybe I'm saying some wonderful things, but those wonderful things I forget and then remember them when I talk to you again, because I don't want it stuck in my head. I want it always to come through me, not from me. Understand the big difference, huge, comes from Roy. Oh, look what he's did for me. No, I just screwed you. Excuse the expression. What I want you to do is see me as the extension. I'm Jewish. Shh. I'm Jewish. I love the Jesus. I see him. But you, the old days, the preachers used to come up. Do you know Jesus? I said, who? Well, how would you find him? He said, I don't know how to look and find me. But it was always in me. It was a mockery. How the Christians do not understand. There's no such thing as Christianity. It's Judaism. Excusing the pushing. What is Jesus? He's Jewish. He didn't want to have churches. He doesn't need everybody to teach you anything. He is the teacher. Nobody else is the teacher. He's the teacher for everybody that ever lived. And all you have to be is one of that, and others. Then you have a nice relationship, and you extend what was from me to you, to somebody else, and somebody else to somebody else. It's the opposite, doing unto others as was done to you. That's what's wrong with the whole country. It multiplies to the millions in a few years. A whole country goes like Hitler. But what goes, which is almost similar, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, is just a few words. But look at the difference. They both sound the same. I am speaking to you with simplicity. Nothing special. I'm just an ordinary person, and I love what I do. And if I do love it, it's loving coming through me. Because I know I don't know how to love. Even Jesus says, why call me good? There is no one good, not even himself. Because good or love is coming through him. So it is not him that was able to go on the cross. It wasn't just him. It was doing what his Father wanted him to do, as horrible as it was, because he had to make a point of everlasting life. He says, all right, now you're done with me. Stick me with that last lance in the side and make sure you kill me dead. I'm just making the point. And put me there and leave me alone in 3 days. I'll walk out of here. And he did. What he says is that we can do it too. But we have to live a life. But the minute, the fraction of a second, when I was a boy, I had it in a fraction of a second, but it wasn't a fraction of a second because there was nothing startling about it. It was just, how else would you do it? Attitude. I want you to find that way. But the trouble is that you have let other people hurt you. And the trouble of that is it came from your parents. How many people understand you got screwed from your parents? I need 100%. What are you laughing at? Hello? Uh-oh. I'm talking about your dad, right? Would you mind standing up and tell me what your dad is wrong? And be strong. Be a man. Say, my dad this, and my dad did this, and I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. That's all. All you have to do is, young man, no matter how people want to hurt you, you look at them like this. Okay. I haven't done enough. As long as you are calm, as long as you're not angry, angry will kill you. Now let me speak to family. Every family on earth, with just a few exceptions, right, does not understand what they've done to their children. And with all this due respect, it's always through the woman. But why it's through the woman is because the man is born a woman is not a man. He's not a man yet. But you are closer to being a man than he is. Because the scripture says, unless you become a little child like you can no ways into the kingdom of heaven. You are right near heaven. All you have to see is your dad is angry, and don't react to him. Stay calm. He does not know what he did. His mother didn't know what she did to him. Correct? See that?
Very correct.
Every man and woman this room, the mother did it. But the reason why mother did it, because she didn't have Adam. You know about Adam and Eve. She didn't have a man like Adam that loved the truth. He was weak and he gave in. And it's been that way ever since. But here, when you come into the world, this is a beautiful thing. I'll see if I can express it. When you come into the world, God wants to correct the mistake of your dad. You're going to be fine. Just don't get angry with him and see he does not know what he's doing. He really doesn't see it. But he's beginning to see it. That's why he brought you here. And he's willing to be exposed. Are you not?
I am. And
See, he's to be corrected. So now, if you spoke to your children, calm, strength. If you take your wife, and when she's naughty, excuse me, but you never let her upset you. Never mind what she does. Women are like that. They have endless tricks. Because Eve was where she was facing. She was facing darkness. Jesus came down from the light, didn't he? And then he became stuck to the woman, overcome by her. But what was behind her, you can't tell. It's a blackness that comes up. It's a darkness called evil. And it manifests itself in one form, emotion. When Adam came out of the garden, he was thrown out. But what kind of person did he become? He became part animal and part human. And what was part animal? Emotion. And with emotion, you have reaction to other creatures that have emotion or emote. And then you react to it. You become subject to it immediately. So young man, when you came into the world, you are pure. You have it. And let me understand, but just nod your head if it's right. You have seen that your father is not quite right, correct? And that's what makes you angry. Forgive him, for he did not know what he was doing. And you don't want to grow up the same way. The minute you get upset, you become like him, or like your mother. It doesn't matter. Both are wrong. So understand the whole world does not know what right and wrong is, but they do their best. They do their best to act it out, but it's not good enough. Correct? There it is. Naughty, 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 naughty. Okay. You've been here a long time, but I hope you're better. I'm a little bit on my feet, excuse me. All right. So, I like questions. If anybody wants to interrupt, I'd be happy to talk. We're going to have, oh, look, I haven't eaten for 4 days, I'm going to eat all that. And you're not going to get any because you can't louder. I like a little fun. Let me see now. There's something I want to say. Oh yes. For the young man here, I know he's listening to me. It's all simple. Young man, God has given you, when you came into the world, he gave you a gift to live forever. Now that may be difficult to understand, but as you grow older, as you learn to grow without anger and doing unto others what you would have them do unto you. So if you have an ice cream and a bad guy comes up to you and you give me your ice cream. No, thank you. You can't have them. Now, if you're a good boy, I may give you some, but I'm not going to. This is not a proper thing. But the way you talk will scare them. I found that everything I did was flawless. Everything that I did worked out for the best, even though it seems terrible. I'm sitting here with these difficult problem, and here I am. I'm not letting it bother me. I'll get better from it. I've been through the medical system. You have no idea, and I'm beginning to understand. I had to go through all these miseries and sufferings to sow one thing: emotion. And so, from 50 years ago or 55 years ago, I've never been healthy to this day. I would get better where I should have died. I get better where I should have died. I got better when I really should have died. I'm here. And so I was watching, observing all the experiences, all the things that doctors say. They don't understand a damn thing. All they need, but not everybody, is capable of understanding such simplicity, such beauty, such nothing else to do-ness. How else would I do it? That's the kind of thing. What you need to be, as I'm standing here, is the extension of my presence here. Because if I'm correct, I'm the extension of your Jesus, which is now mine. I'm Jewish and he's still Jewish. And I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm only here to make a point of what is happening to you when you do not know, because, to say it again, when you come into the world, see, Adam and Eve was, if you made Adam and Eve and Adam and Eve and Adam and Eve, they don't make the same mistakes, always make the same mistakes, always make the same mistake, deed, do, boom, bang, boom. And you can't be some kind of creature that multiplies. No, it has to be some other way, a way to come back to God. And so when he said to Adam, because you've done this thing, you will become involved and entwined, using a different word, with a woman. So you're half man and half woman. So when you come into the world, God has given you something that every child, even Hitler, it depends on the world you come into. ISIS, you wouldn't be the same thing. But the point is, they all come into the world just the same. Depending, in America it's different. England's different, but ISIS is different. And so, when you come into the world, you must understand that your parents, and your parents' parents, and your parents' parents' parents, ever since, are all the same, except every now and then you find a grandma or a grandpa that has a little bit of it, but he doesn't know how to explain it. Otherwise, they're all no good. I'm trying to tell you, it isn't that your mother is no good. It isn't that your father is no good. He knows not what he does. And that comes back to my hypnosis. Average person comes into the world, and instead of unfolding like a flower that he could be, it is essential almost that you get a shock. Your parents are not what you think they are. They're either too kind and they want from you. They want you to love them. So they do nice things, and so when you do nice things, people give you something nicer back, which is what lifts you up. But all it does is lift you down. You're using your kid, and the kid is a codependent. One runs away, one stays with mother and has no life. But she gives the life to the mother, and they both die together, in a manner of speaking. So what I'm saying, now the beautiful thing in the Jewish word is 10 commandments. One of them is outstanding. Honor your mother and father, that the days that may be long, the grandpa, honor your father and mother, that the days may be long in the Lord thy God giveth thee. Now, why is that? Every child says, what's that? 10 commandments. Look what that says. I know my wife and my mother and my father, I like that. I hate them. I always ask you, which one do you hate first? Every time everybody talks. And it's always the same. Mother, nearly always mother. But only mother because she shows up because the man is an appeaser or a bully. And every now and then he said there was the bully, but still the woman has controlled him. She wants love. But when you give love to a man with a woman who is decent, what you're giving him is like being a drug addict. You're the drug for his sense of pleasure. He goes back to the woman like a calf to a cow, because it's coming from, in his mental mindness, he's an animal. He's in conflict with his human. Animals, conflict with the human, that's what people are. And that's where the conflict is. But they don't see the conflict, they trust the conflict. They trust the conflictor. That's it. If I say this, your word is a conflictor. They trust, they can't help. The minute you come into the world, you are the extension of your mother with your failing father. They're both no good. But it's not their fault. Why? Because what I just said. They came into the world. And then you come into the world, but there's something in you, here's something in me, and maybe there's something in them that will help you to come to me, because she's capable of seeing what she's done wrong, and you are capable. Why? Because you still have inside you, where you don't even know it's there, the intuitive. Intuitive is a beautiful word that encompasses everything. It encompasses everything, unless you become as a little child. You have it. It's somewhere lost in your head. There's something every now, what's the meaning of life? What, every now and then. How many people say, what's the meaning of life? Can I see your hands? Is that all? Oh.
I've already found
you
it.
go home, the others go home. It's in you. Can you remember can you remember your father or your mother doing something crazy, bullying, angry, fighting, not listening to her husband, your dad, and his dad is dropping dead or running away? It's all around the woman. It shouldn't be. It should be all about the man. But not the man that was born of her, but the man is reborn of Jesus Christ the Lord. That's what men need to do. All the men in this country are subject to women who are subject to the devil and not know it. Did you understand how I said it's subtle? Very, very subtle. Everything is very subtle. But I will bring it to you. I do hope you can hear my voice, can you?
Yes.
Everything good. Thank you. So now, once you started to be angry, you get disconnected immediately. I'll tell you how you see it. You're old enough at 2, all of a sudden your parents start to lie, or angry with each other, and behave, and say, mind your own bloody business, all the things. And you look at that, where's my mother? Where's my father? But the minute you see it, you react to them. And instead of having faith, which is built into you until paradise expresses itself, there's a word I'm looking for, redemption. In that intuition, you have, it means everything you know and going to know is going to last not only for this world, but prepare you for the other world. Because if you live a good life and learn not to hate and learn to overcome evil with good, and everything bad happens for good, then if everything happens for good, is absolutely a temptation which God understands that He's given it to you in that little world called I can't find the word again. When you came into the world, you came with intuition. The word intuition means you are able to have 2 sets of eyes. One set of eyes is this, light. Anything light. Animals have that. But what the animal doesn't have is the light of him to see that you're part animal and part human. It tries to tell you what's wrong with you, but the tendency is to react against seeing that. You see it in your parent, you get upset, you lose purity. But that is for everybody. Don't think that that's not normal. Everybody goes through that. Am I correct? Did you all not see? Or maybe they were so evil and so crazy that you got lost in the shuffle and came out for the worst. But the trouble is, all you have is the worst. And so the only way you cure the worst is more worst. Thinking that what is going to be helpful is going to be worse. You can't go through the world and looking for something to make me feel better. Food, drugs, especially food. Especially food, because it's connected to paradise lost. I will take up that subject some other time.
Roy,
Yeah.
may I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's very difficult for a woman when she doesn't have a real man.
What was that?
It's very difficult for a woman when she doesn't have.
You have me.
When her husband is not
No,
a
you
real
have
man.
me.
Okay, just want to say some more.
It's so simple. You have me.
Yeah, I understand. And
I have Jesus. I don't have to have a father.
Okay, I get it.
See?
You say that it's mainly women who upset and who start the men and upset the argument or whatever it is
Yeah.
she starts. I think it's the other way around in my household. I think he starts it. I think he starts it.
He's become the woman.
I'm
You know?
not quite hearing. I have a little hearing problem since I'm been.
She's saying in her experience, it's the men that started it.
So you say again?
In my home, I think it's him who starts it.
It was him?
Yeah, my husband starts it.
I know.
You
So
know.
what?
And he's.
So what? You're human. You're not. You're a woman and you're a man. You got the same thing as he has, intuition.
Yes.
So, if he hasn't got it, learn.
I have not.
Understand. He's a sick person. Mm-hmm. He doesn't see what he's doing.
Yeah, I know.
Don't hate him because he has a background.
Yeah, I
of what
understand
I
all
said
that.
before, and many people never awaken to it.
Yeah.
And if he awakens to it, wonderful. And if he doesn't wake it for it, you're free.
I actually think he's getting worse.
No, you didn't miss it. You missed it.
No, I know.
No, you missed it. That's all there is to it. We don't have to have a lot of big arguments.
Okay.
That's what you want to do.
No, I don't want to.
You should have been better a long time ago.
I know,
You
I
should have been
agree.
like 20 years ago.
I agree.
And you're still messing with it. You don't play with it. It will kill you just playing with it.
Roy?
Yes.
If something happened to me, my wife's already practicing her
there you are,
intuition. She's already practicing her intuition. So if I'm not around, she's going to be fine.
She's doing good?
Yeah, she has intuition. So she'll be, if she's on her own, she'll follow her own
She takes
intuition.
care of the kids properly? She has
What's
kids?
that?
You have kids?
They're adults.
Oh, yes.
Grandchildren.
Oh, yes, so I do. You look so young, though. No, so tell me how wonderful I am.
I don't idolize you. I did come up because I appreciate
Of
you.
course. I'm just a friend. That's all I am. I had to blow my nose. Now, where are we going to go with this? So now, what is simple to do? Do you remember that when you were a little girl or a little boy, you remember your father and mother fighting each other, and you have a bad mother, or you have a bully mother. But I don't want to go into that. It's the same in every house. Bully, appeaser, the bully. You can make an appeaser by looking for love. Don't look for love from anybody. Jesus says, why call me good? The Christian well, I don't like to call it Christian because there is no such thing as Christianity. He never appointed anybody to teach you anything, not even me. But I'm not a teacher. I'm just an example of, hopefully, of what he is. And to make the point, I can cure people. I didn't know I could. But I started, all of a sudden, as I went into the world, my presence, somehow, I don't know. The only thing, a person I can't cure is my wife. She's stubborn. That's it. She's stubborn. But again, I learn she still has a problem with her parents. Very, very deep. And so I have to wait. So I wait 65 years. It's still there. But still, what I have to do, I have to keep my truth. That's it. The whole thing about life is holding on your truth to your Creator. Women or men. I know you can do it, and the reason why you can do it, because you've been saved. And Jesus Christ came into the world to make the point, you cannot kill me. You don't need to die. That's what he's saying. And he's right. So here I am, saying to you, if you can see my point of view, I don't have to push it on you. I don't have to use hypnosis. I don't have to be screaming at you. I don't have to teach you anything. Nobody taught me anything. I've written physics that's far advanced to all of science. I understand they're very clever at doing it, and I'm not clever in the machinery and things that they do, because all that can be discovered. But the trouble is, I remember a person who's only about 45 years old. He had a big company, and he died. A huge company, I forget what it was. Do you know who it was very famous?
Oh, the Apple guy.
Who?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Peter Jobs.
Steve
Jobs.
Yes. He was brilliant. But he was basically a young person and died. Why? Glory. He did what God wanted him to do, but he took glory in it. He became famous, and he swelled up and died. What I'm saying to you is, I cannot cure any one of you. It is him in me. And so, I'm not going to be your teacher. I'm going to give you what's in me. What was given me is a gift to you. So, when Jesus said, why call me good? Only God is good. He is only a person who demonstrates what is supposed to be. It was so important in those days and this day. What is the meaning of life? It is forever. And so, forever means learning, understanding, make no judgments, don't get upset, don't forgive anybody. Be warned, don't forgive. Just don't judge. If you don't judge, you don't have to forgive. Because the judgment makes you feel guilty, and if then guilty, will either to hell with you, or I forgive you. But you're not God. Only God can forgive you. It's so simple. Everything is simple. And everything is based on sitting down and finding your way back, which I have discovered. Which is so simple. Be still and know I am God. Now what does that mean? Not a single person, hardly ever, understands that. But that's what, when I open the Bible, I never read it. I only like the First Testament, the Old Testament, and the New one, and I don't care what he did, what he didn't. All I wanted to see that he was coming from a magical place where he's saying, look, I didn't die, and walks away. Now, what you are missing, what the human race is missing, is the ability to grasp or remember what was lost when you came into the world. I came into the world and went straight to where I am now. But everything I did wasn't me. It was the extension of me that I only discovered when it was that moment. I live moment by moment. I do not know what the next moment is, but he knows what I need before I ask. That is magic to all of you. I don't know how it can be that it takes hundreds of millions of people and they do the same thing as I'm saying, but it is. Because if he can create a universe, he can do anything. God is magic. God is everlasting. But we are not everlasting until we prove ourselves that we love him. But we've got to be careful about that. You cannot love God. You don't dare love God. He loves you. He just gives you life. And you don't have to say, oh, whoopee, whoopee. It's just, wow, I see that. It's all over. It's established in you by recognition. Recognize me where I'm coming from. Forget about all the rabbis and people who teach you. How do I know the hell that you're telling me? How do I know? I remember the story, and I'm going to tell it once again because I had a rabbi. I was 7, 8 years old. The Ten Commandments, honor your mother. You got to honor the mother and your father, and it goes from thou shalt not kill. And I forgot all of them. Really, it's not important. I don't need them, but you hear I'm just lost them because I don't think about this. It's all one. Thank you very much. I have you in me. And I want Pos to be such a good example, an example of what you are, and not being glorious. It's a gift to me. It's a gift. I want to give it to you. And the only way that happens is to have it real. And when you see it's real, you says, wow, that's it. My mother and father, oh yes, I can see. She didn't have the opportunity, but if she did have the opportunity, she lost it. Too bad. I'm not going to sit and worry about my mother and father. They're dead, they died, they did horrible things, they drink, they smoke. Just let it go. You don't have to forgive. Don't forgive. Only God forgives. Let it go. Simple, 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 easy. See, now you come into the world and you have the nature of your parents in you, but you're not guilty. You are not, yes, you feel guilty, and you do the same thing as other people, try not to feel guilty by drinking, smoking, and all the rest of it. That's only worse. And even food is worse. Food is the biggest danger of all. Half the country dies from it. You're not supposed to use it to make you feel better. It acts like a drug pusher, making you feel better. Oh, isn't that good? Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. Oh, I feel better. No, you're not. You're getting worse. Watch your food. Nice and easy.
Yeah, oh, do I need a microphone?
Yeah.
Talking about food, my favorite subject, talking about food.
Silly.
When you're still and you're in a meditative state and you eat like you're supposed to, you're
Yeah.
supposed to eat with awareness. Food tastes so much better, though.
You what?
The food tastes so much better when you're in a aware state.
I know. Because
So how do you get
No, the
by
reason
that?
is it doesn't taste much better but you make it taste much better by making it more strong, more flavorful, more this. It's
No,
not-
I just fruit. I'm just saying that it's hard to get away from food because when you're in an aware
it's not hard to
state.
get away from food. You've got to get away from anger first. Anger turns you into a hungry animal that can never be satisfied. Anger does that, and damned if you have it, and damned if you don't.
I didn't know
You
I had
can't-
any.
You can't go on a starvation thinking that I'm getting away from food. No, that's artificial. This is artificial. It has to be when you eat it. Eat this, remembering me. And that is what we are going to do here, a little bit. What is in you will come screaming out. Not all of you, but some of you. And some of you have a suspicion that you have something that you don't want to talk about. But if you eat, see, the original sin was eating the forbidden fruit. Now, fruit wasn't forbidden in the garden. Eat what you want to. Always eat properly, because in the garden you couldn't do anything wrong. But then God says, don't eat this from this tree. You can eat from all, nothing, the tree is fine. You could eat it. It's got food on it, but don't eat it. That's all he said. Disobedience. Something in him, whatever it was, we won't go into it. It's too complicated. But the whole idea that God knew exactly what was going to happen. And if he did it again, it would happen again, and not go nowhere. So he wants to bring you back to paradise, but you can't get to paradise because you're related to God, so you have to suffer. But in that suffering, there's repentance. In that suffering. So when you come into the world comes into you, and you have Cain and Abel. One decides to be jealous and kills his brother. The very first thing, kills his brother. Now look, one person was gracious, but when he came into the world exactly like his brother. But the extension of him from his mother brought him into the world in the same way his brother, who was a killer, was brought into the world. But he wasn't a killer when he was born. Just like when I'm going to go right to a simple point. How many of you have brothers and sisters? And how many of you see that mother likes some of them more than you? And I think you're here because you're one of those children who saw the truth and your mother didn't like it. She sensed this innocence, and the innocence had the effect on her, who was no damn good or ignorant. But what's wrong with her, when she sees this beautiful child, she makes a big fuss of it and uses it, or she doesn't. She loves all the kids that love her. But you shine, and you don't know that you're shining. And you're wondering, how is it my mother gives all that money to him and them and not kind to me? How many people understood that? There it is. See, it's common to everybody to some degree. So we're all in the same boat. There's nothing fancy. You have diseases, demoralizations, drugs, alcohol, fighting with your husband, divorce. You do thousands of things wrong. One leads to the other. We're always looking not to see the truth in yourself. Because the minute you start to overreact, first of all, you see your mother. And as you can see, something's wrong with my mother. there's something wrong with my father. But mother comes first because she carries the germ, the darkness. And the father does not know how to deal with that. He looks for that dark side in the form of hunger for sex. But then the hunger for sex, you see, he's an animal, and he's in conflict with his human. Animals are not common, and not doesn't have the conflict the human animal does. And the human animal is guilt, has a guilt. But it's the dark side in him wants him to be right in his guilt. So the minute you come into the world comes into you, and then as you get old enough, 2 years old, less or more, you see it. Oh, that's my dad. That's my mom. What's the matter? Shut up. See? That kind of thing. And then you get upset. When you get upset, you get the identity of your mother and your father, but mostly your mother, because your father doesn't know the hell what to do with your mother, otherwise you wouldn't be that way. But anyway, we keep it to the mother for the time being. And so when she gets upset and angry and starts to do different wicked things of every kind, you see it, but you cannot fight it. Because the minute you start to speak, but Dad, but Mom, shut up. It gets worse. It gets very worse. But no matter how worse it is, emotion is not human. You react, and instead of having intuition to go forever and ever straight to redemption, straight, it doesn't happen. Because you have a choice. The choice that you made, which I didn't do. But the choice you get up, because I had a good parent, a good mother and father. And so it was different. I had it from the beginning, and I still have it from the beginning. But I'm here to share it to you, to see what I know, and know so much more I cannot tell you. How to heal and to cure and to make the universe, everybody in it, come to see it from every race and color and creed. Every race and color and creed is in this room. Where's a black person?
Where's an Asian person?
Oh my goodness me. We need a half a dozen of those. All right. Well, but you see now, that fact, that principle of reacting is a sort of a rotten gift coming through all the generations, as far back as you go. And every race and color and creed is exactly the same principle. So it's easy to cure the whole world if that's the case, which is what I'm trying to do before I leave this earth. I'm trying to do this. I'm going to make everything I have free. This is a commercial. I make everything free. Make sure that you can come to the FHU.com, take Be Still Know, 7-minute meditation, and voila, you start to get better. I'm on the radio, I have programs, and when I'm gone, they'll all be playing, thank God, and so that we can understand and untangle what's going on. But as I'm speaking to you now, I think I can bring you right to the point. Am I not bringing to another point that you should not? Excuse me, I'm not a little bit dizzy.
Want to sit down?
No, I'm fine.
We can see you.
I have a.
Yeah, he needs to eat.
No, I just need the
You want the tall chair?
yeah, thank you very much. I'm a little bit dizzy today, but I'll be all right.
There's a tall chair.
I'm just a human being. I'm just like you, but not quite like you. What I want you to do is to not be like me, but be the extent of what Him is. And so Him is in me. I don't know how He got there. There's so many other people, but with Him, anything is possible. And so all I want you to know, and many people have seen it, I didn't know I could cure people just like that. But it isn't me. If you have what's in me, which you do, in you, your whole life will be changed. But you will suffer, because you have the suffering of your mother that took away your confidence. And it left you to doubt, correct? How many people understand that you got doubt when you came into the world? There it is. So what you've done now, you've lost it, and now you're in this situation that Adam was, but he had no way to get back in those days when you only had him and God. But now you come into the world through your mother. Men come to the world through the woman, and she's still Eve. And that torment to the husband is always in her. She cannot stop it. And if the man does not find, if he keeps reacting, the whole family falls apart, or he dies from its disease or run away. All these things disappear when you see, oh, let it go. My mother did not know. Why didn't she know? She didn't want to. Why do you know when you hear my voice? Because you want to. You're looking for it. But your mother's looking for love. Damned if she get it. Instant love. Damned if she doesn't. Something's missing. And she's angry both ways. And it's simple. How many different words do I say? So, what we're going to do here, I know that I'm not strong. I am here. I haven't eaten for 4 days. And I got infected by somebody, which is pretty damn dangerous. But I'm here just the same. And I'm enjoying my relationship with all of you. But what would be interesting is I will go home after a couple of hours. And Chuck Williams is my good friend, as Wendy Taylor is. And he's been with me 50 years. He was one of the first people, the gentleman that spoke to you this morning. And you can talk to him if I'm not here. But I will be here till I've satisfied the necessity of your understanding of this. That it's not so difficult. It's very simple. Let your parents go. The lump in my stomach. Oh, that's funny. Where's the lump come from? I didn't even react. I don't know why I didn't react. I just, that's interesting. What is it? That's all there is from a little child to the day I leave this earth. But when I leave this earth, I'm not the same person of Adolf Hitler, to put it in extreme way. He has made evil good. I make good. I know how to overcome evil with good. And all I have to say is not become an animal. And when I say that, emotion that is still in you from your parents, recognize emotion will kill you. You cannot be a human being with emotions. I have no emotions. What has displaced it is the light that comes from me. So I have two pairs of eyes. I have one pair of eyes that sees in the light, and I have another pair of eyes that are coming through me with energy. So what I see with those eyes, I have the energy to do it effortlessly. No effort is necessary, no matter how dangerous anything is, no matter how big a trouble you have. No emotions can bring it back. Just, in other words, as you get older, it gets worse and worse and worse. But what happens is, I don't notice it's worse and worse. I notice it's getting better and better. It's really strange. Because everything bad happens for good. Because how do you deal with the bad? You don't play God. You don't justify it. You don't judge it. You just see something's wrong. And the very act of seeing something wrong without being angry can have a twofold situation for the person. Because you are unbeatable. You have to be unbeatable. You hold it through thick and thin, even though they put a gun to your face. Nice seeing you, boom. But the thing is, how do I say this? There's a scripture that says, no man hath it. I wish I could, somebody may help me for this. No man who gives his life for a friend.
No
greater love.
gift than
That's
to
right.
give his life for another.
So the soldier, the veteran, who sees a grenade on the ground and jumps on it to save the lives of others, no greater love. Why is the love? He's dead. No, he's not. He's ready for the other side of the world, which is inside you. Everybody has I can call it a realm, an awareness. An animal doesn't have an awareness which I can't express. I have to say, because it's a realm. And to make it simple, when God said, let there be light, that's remarkable enough. When you have a void and absolute nothing, infinite nothing, which is necessary for a universe to grow. But just for the sake, and then there be light, how on earth? It's not on this side, but how can it be on the other side of cold? The other side of cold is always cold. You can't grasp that there may be another south, somewhere which you can never see, but you can guess it. But I can see it, because when I sit still, quietly, what's happening is I'm disconnecting, just looking at my eyelids, that's how I learned it. It's the eyes that see, and the heart that reacts to what you see. And so you need to sit quietly, look at your eyelids. And what's happening when you are looking, when you're able to look at your eyelids, some people can't, too bad. When you look at your eyelids, you have automatically, intuitively disconnect the soul from the fleshy brain. Now, if you get upset, bang, what happens to you as a child? You react, and when you react, the soul disconnects from God and clings to the brain, so that you're subject to the world outside, but not subject to the world inside. That's why I put your eyes that way. It's not such a big thing. Be still and know. But look, I've become a physicist. I know there's nothing still in the world. That does not want, everything is moving. Everything. If you're inside a balloon, you can't blow it up. It won't go. have to have outside something that doesn't blow and we get paid. Of force, God, let there be light, is the people that He's blowing up, in a manner of speaking, the universe, and it still keeps going. He's outside the universe, it's stillness. In that world, it's called, there's a name for it, in singularity. Every scientist knows that it says a singularity is something outside the universe that's glowing, 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 and never stops blowing. Surprise, giving the energy to the universe. It's all programmed to up to a blade of grass. It could be anything. Everything is, well, cause and effect. Cause and effect. I've lost the ability to explain hydrogen, oxygen. There's one, it goes one, hydrogen, and I can't remember the next one, 2, 3, 4. All the elements have numbers in them, exactly one after the other, with different qualities to make everything. Like this. Ooh. iPhone. Is my iPhone here?
No, that was someone coughing.
Oh,
That's not yours.
no, that's not, where's my,
I don't know.
Wendy is where, Wendy?
And me? Wendy?
Had it.
You turned it off in the car.
Oh, maybe it's in the car? All right. Okay.
There's something in your pocket open.
Well, no.
No, in your jeans pocket. Oh, is that
You
what
don't
it
want
is?
that.
Oh, there we go.
It's long gone, long gone, long gone.
I'm no coward. I've been in the military. I know what's going on. The bad guys want to get rid of our guns. That's wonderful. We get rid of our guns and we have all the bad guys taking control of us. Wonderful. This is what they've been taught. Not me. I like it. Right to bear arms. And I bear them. I better watch out. But basically, what really happens is, they just leave me alone. They don't know what's wrong with me, but they just feel funny about me and they walk away. Anyway, so now I think we've come to the important thing. You came to see this. How many would like to see what happens? Look, it won't happen without a person like myself.
That's right.
Because you can laugh over it if you want to. Who would like? What will happen is, I wish I could express all the scriptures, but I'm not good, but I do understand them. It's not necessarily the words. It's, oh, I see this. I see what be still and know. It's not in the universe. I know where it is. I know what's outside the universe. But who made the universe? It's in me. It's in you. And somehow it is in you. Because everything I said, you could see it nice and clear. All you have to do is let your parents go. Oh, I see that. They couldn't help themselves. But there's a whole bunch of trains of sicknesses and diseases which are connected with that. So it may not be that evil. Easy, I'm sorry. So the complexity of your disease and the way you eat food and your emotions, all you need and what you will get is the ability. So when you look at your eyelids, you are training yourself to see what comes up from that, the picture of your parents, things that people do to you, things that you keep getting angry to get rid of it, and all it does, it makes it stronger. See what I'm doing this? So what it's doing to you is, yes, I see my father and mother. I see what this happened to me and did that and this. There's so many different ways, different horrors. All you start to see is that it's entangling you when you react. So every time you try to fix it, it gets worse. Now the other day, I had another revelation, which I think I like to put here when it comes to food, for you. Food will kill you. Food will save your life. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the food. You'll survive no matter what. It's available. But what's not available is your presence. What is not available is to see that you become addicted to food, and addiction to food will kill you. 1/2 of America will die from the poison factor of food, no matter how delicious and good it would be otherwise. 1/2 of the country die from that. What you die from is like a choice of death. A choice of death is emotion that came into Adam because he became part animal and lost the ability to have intuition and create a different human being. When you have an emotion, you have an animal emotion, or you have a dark emotion, and you have something that you have to, do to people to, can't find the word. I'm looking for the word, which is when you have emotion, you have the devil in you. There's a name for it. What's the word for a demon? An identity. An identity. I have another word for it, but I'm just using because I'm not strong enough sometimes to make a point. But you have something in you that is not you. And it isn't your parent. It's the extension of your parent that was the extension of your mother. So the behavior on the outside is something more deep. In the inside, you come into the world that's spiritual. And you have intuition. And redemption is waiting you, but you don't know it. But it's called innocence. And the parents hate innocence. What is in the parent hates innocence. It hates to see the children know more than they do. Children know more than they do, except when they get upset and become the extension of them and struggling with them and trying to make themselves better than them. But the trouble is they got them in them, and of course they got them in them and they're doing the same thing as they get in them, trying to get better or making something worse than themselves. They feel better by contrast. All complicated. Come back to simplicity. You have, how many people have intuition? Do you know what I mean by intuition? It's the knowledge of God and the energy with it that liquefies, makes disappear, makes it what emotion is vanish. Now, you are no longer subject to pressure, no longer subject to your mother. The words that you need to do is let them go, but don't forgive them. The word in the Bible uses forgive too much. Only God forgives, and only judgment. God gives judgment. Judgment is mine, saith the Lord. I will pay back. You don't pay back, and I find people dropping dead behind me. It took me years and years and years, all dying, all getting sick, going blind. He does it. You don't have to. All you have to do is survive, hold your ground, or discover and hold your ground. You are here today to discover and hold your ground. Am I correct? Now that all comes. Now I want to tell a little story, which is very silly. It looks very silly, but it isn't. Now, one of those things I came across was when I was at about 28, and I had a good friend who was very rich, had a nice swimming pool, and he was one of the first people that ever listened to me and said, "Wow, this is it," and he stopped smoking right away. And so he would travel around with me because he enjoyed it. He had nothing to do. And so one day I was in a swimming pool like this, on the side of the swimming pool, and my legs were crossed like Jesus. You know how it is, relax. And all of a sudden, something said, "Potato." What? Potato? Where did that come from? It kept on saying, in my mind, potato. What's the matter? 15 minutes. Potato, 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 potato. I didn't get upset with it, but I just remember, it stayed in my mind. What does that mean? It's a very simple thing that will help you to understand something. It's only a few months ago I began to understand what that meant. But I already knew what it was. It was a different form of what I knew what was what. What it was is that the dark side wants to control you. And it takes an opportunity to relax. And it puts in my head, he chose it. It doesn't have to be a potato to you, it could be anything. But it was potato to me. And therefore, so this is what would have happened. If I were to get angry with it, I would reinforce what was put in me, like it was a person, but it's a potato. Now the potato gets hungry for you. In other words, you've given it life. You've given the image life like a person. And then you start to react to it. And then you get hungry. You say, well, maybe I don't want to fight with this thing. I ate potatoes. And you die from eating too many potatoes, or whatever. This is not funny, really. It's funny, but can you get it? Anything that put in, anybody think that put anything, you have to discover the anything. Don't allow yourself to be upset when pictures come into your mind or thoughts. Just watch it. It's either good or it's not good. It comes from two places, one from below, one from above. It's evil. It's easy to see which one is which. This is ridiculous. God is not ridiculous. But I didn't react to it. And so the years and years passed. All of a sudden I realized that if I were to react to that, it would become a living thing, a living potato. It's kind of silly, but not. It is whatever it is. It's a program. There's a lady in this audience, to make a point. And I've known her for 40 years, Wendy, here. And she's doing a lot better. She had a horrible life. And such a horrible life, she lets me talk about this often. I have her permission. She had such a horrible life. Her mother would be so cruel, like absolute cruelty. And she didn't know what to do. And she'd get angry. And she gets so angry, because she said this is how she finished off the cruelty. Oh, take care. That's all. The word take care was a program. She didn't know it till one day. we're coming fast forward. She's 70 years old. She's getting better, but this is the word. I want to say that it was just
Take care.
take care. Yeah. That word, take care, when she was so cruel, then smiled after she'd done the harm, to say, take care, lie. That really ticked her off. And she went out to do everything crazy and crazy. But she didn't remember, she didn't be not aware of take care. Anytime somebody said it, she didn't know why she went crazy. She didn't know that it was that. How did she get to know? This is how she gets to know, and you'll get to know something from this too. One day, Wendy comes in and does some very gracious things for my wife and myself, because we're alone from our family. They don't have too many friends in the family. But as she left, we did business together. She's part of the board of directors. And when she went out, I said, take care, bang. She saw it, but she couldn't see it before. So anybody who says, take care, drove her mad. A long time, again and again and again. But when she left the house, I said, take care, which is innocent. Because it was innocent, she could see it. Because she could see it, oh, that is it. Why I'm doing it. Bang, cure. That's how you must see it. It's the little things you cannot see, but will come to see one way or another. Look at this. It came because I said, take care. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did what was normal. But the voice made the difference of what faith is. See? So you're missing things, but as you grow, you will know. So who would like to try? If I can have a chair. Yes, I think this is good. Let's be good.
You want anything higher, or is this okay?
No, it's fine, thank you. You can take this as long as I'm sitting down, thank you. Well, I may be not well, but my soul is still here. And this is what causes me to help you. Who would like?
Roy,
Yes,
something is surfacing.
I'm listening.
Something is
You make it
surfacing.
nice and clear so I can hear you. I have a little problem.
Something
here.
is surfacing, coming out.
You want, got something coming out?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you take a piece of bread? See what happens. I like the piece of bread to do it.
I'm kind of embarrassed.
You know, don't be embarrassed. But you know what Jesus said about eating. Eat this, remembering me. If everybody did that when they're eating, they'd never get sick. Oh, I'm sick. I'm not really sick. I'm going through all the medical systems and seeing all what they don't know. All right, now. This is a good piece of bread, and what it represents him. Just take a bite. See what happens. Take a bite. Take it, please. Just take a little bit. Just take a little bit. That's all I want. And then you'll be doing eat. Don't be afraid. You eat it. Just a bite. Just a bite. Just please eat it. Please eat it. Just chew it just a little bit. Come on. It won't hurt you. It will be good for you. Eat this, remembering me. It means that it's relationship. It's all it is a piece of bread. Come on. Put it to your mouth and just eat just a little piece, please. Yeah. Now, what's your problem? Just a little bit more. It's good for you. Just him is in you. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I know I'm changing. And I know I'm seen daily. But I know that I feel like I still care about like my family. That they see who I'm becoming and then they hate me. And it just hurts a little bit inside, but and I think that I resent it, and
Resent who? The mother?
I resent the fact that I am changing and I'm seeing things, and so many people look at me like.
So many people means what?
People,
People.
I guess I could see how they look at me, and I'm just different, and I never understood my difference.
But the difference.
I'm seeing it now. I mean, I see it.
The difference isn't the difference of being the extension of a baby born with intuition, and you lose it because when you come into
Yes.
the world. But you see, your mother couldn't help herself because she was mesmerized. She was mesmerized by her reaction. Because anybody who is if I can react you, I own you. I know how to finish you off or make you my slave. You must not react to anybody or anything. But the only way that can happen is only possible, as the scripture says, unless you become as a little child, you can no ways enter the kingdom. You have to collect what you had in the beginning, and if you go to that beginning again, it will show you, oh my God, what have I done? But you won't feel guilty. You'll feel joy. Because it wasn't your fault that you became this or that that's rotten and not good and confusing and all kinds of misery and suffering. It was your mother that unconsciously hated your innocence and loved the children that loved her. Who understands that? There you are. Now, what are we going to do with that, what you just said? I wish I could hear it more clearly, because you were...
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I feel like I am waking up, and I know that I've always been different from all my brothers.
What kind of different?
Different meaning I always wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah, but you can't do the right thing unless you have connection.
I understand that.
Find the connection you had when you had a child.
And I'm finding that.
When you were a child.
I'm finding that now. And
the gift is
I'm
there.
changing.
The gift
I'm
is
changing
there.
little by little. But now, see, it's like I need more faith to really be who I am, to just not care about my brothers not caring for me. My brothers
Why
and
does that
sisters.
bother you? That doesn't make sense. Why do you need your brother to like you? Let him go. It's the only thing. Whatever he's done, has he messed you up? What has he done?
He's
You don't even know, do you?
no, he's a good guy. What I'm trying.
But what? But what? What is the
It's
what?
the way they think. It's the way they think.
None of your business.
My
None of your business. Let him be what he wants to be. And be a good example to him to see. It rhymes.
I agree. I agree.
That's,
So
huh?
I must be, I have much judgment against their judgment to me. And,
Judgment.
and that's what
so
I'm saying.
if I hit you, you then hit me back.
Yes.
If I hit me back, I have to hit you. Yeah. Back, bonk, bang, bonk. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
And that's what I'm doing.
Uglier and
Yeah,
uglier
I see.
and full of anxiety and fears. All over that. And then other things also that you might not bother to talk about. It's just one thing, it's going to be others.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of others. Thousands. You'll die from it.
No, I see it. I see it.
Let him go. Let him go. How simple that is. Can you let him go?
I
He has a life of his own. Let him live properly or die properly. One or another, none of your business.
Yes.
I remember my mother. She says, eat all your dinner. She says, the people in India, they're starving. I said, well, you pick it up and send it to India. Listen, it's the moment. It's about you and your brother here. Your brother is crazy and adds to the craziness you have when you came into the world. I said, everybody comes into the world. You wouldn't be in this shape if a parent didn't do it to you. And they did it to him.
No, we have
But the
a bad
good
life.
part of it is you see it, and he doesn't. Now, you may want to go to him, he says, what are you talking about? That Roy Masters is crazy, or you're crazy. You try, stay calm, and go on with your life. And then after a while, you can do that to everybody that's trying to hurt you. But if you don't do this, if you don't do this with your brother, every person who has the same nature of cruelty or whatever it is, whatever the fault is, it will multiply the dark side of your whole being, and you will die and never have lived. It's not worth it. I give you life or death. Go on to death, keep getting upset. Keep getting upset and judging. Judgment is mine. Very clearly, don't judge. What I mean by this, I can discern, different word. I can discern you're a nincompoop. Not you, really.
I might be.
I'm just using this.
I just have one thing to add.
We'll come to it in a minute. But you see how, can it be simple now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see when you sit and meditate with the 7-minute meditation is just beautiful. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works for people like you.
I was, even though
You're
I
much
resented
calmer
my-
now. You're much calmer now.
there was something just.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. That piece of bread did it. That's,
But I always saw the meditation helped me see, become in the moment, and
but you haven't been because you're crying. You still have it.
there's
You have
still
a habit. You have a habit. You have a habit.
yes.
And you have I have a rabbit. No, it's simple. Let him go. Let everybody go.
It's everybody.
Don't try
yes.
to save them. Don't try to save yourself. It's too late. You cannot save yourself. That's all. It's impossible. It's ego.
It's
You're
just.
trying to help yourself is trying to make yourself better than you deserve.
I guess this I'm feeling in the moment is what I felt like when I was a little kid. I felt like everyone was
What?
kind of everyone just like looked at me like
I'm losing you when you cry.
I'm sorry. I just know that I was different, even though
You are.
I
But the point is you're different. I know you have a difference, but it's lost.
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
All
and I'm
I say-
finding her. I'm finding.
But the point is you still have it. But what you did is add.
I did.
Add resentment to it. Judgment. Judgment is mine, it's not yours. Let him be as rotten as he wants. Stay calm. Otherwise you get connected to him and you become him whether you like it or not. Look at me. Eat that little piece of bread, but this time it will be Jesus that you, just a little piece of bread, not afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it, just a piece. And eat it and think of him. And it's a nice big piece. There's something inside you doesn't want it, does it? I said eat it! It's going to be her salvation. You're coming out. You're coming out. You're coming out. Eat the bread and think of him. That's it. Chew it and eat it. That's all you need to do. Calm. Calm. The bread can be poison. The bread can be good. But the thing doesn't want you to eat it, does it? Does it? I think I'm going to have some in a minute because I'll be trying.
Give me some.
I always make fun of this. Yeah. It's got to be light. It has to be light. Right. She's not finished yet.
Yeah, there's something in there. And he's
Come out then.
been in there.
Yeah, don't forget that nice piece of bread. I'll eat it myself if you're not careful. And I'll be twice as good as you and twice as good as I was before.
And it's in there. It's trying to make me doubt everything that's happening, but
No.
I know what's happening.
Look, can you see it makes you doubt? Now, since you can see it makes you doubt, wow, this thing makes me want to see my doubt. I see my doubt. That's a mistake. I think I want to change that. I see he put it there. He put it there. That's why you don't have faith in yourself anymore. You turned it backwards. Come back forward. Come back forward. I know this. Eat that piece of bread and enjoy it. That's good. Get your Jesus inside you in a manner of speaking. Because that's what he said. Eat this remembering me. Do not otherwise, you're dead. It's simple. You want to die? Or you want to live forever? That piece of bread makes the difference between you and your future of redemption of all the things you've ever done. Come out. Come out. No, yes, it's not
It's
possible.
there, and it's right now. It's in my chest. It's in my back.
I know. Listen, when I was a little boy, I had a lump in my chest. I said, "Oh, I see that, but you can see it better. You're actually seeing darkness, aren't you? You're seeing darkness." Yeah. But darkness doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. Come out. Come out and go into a piece of bread. Let it go into the piece of bread and I'll trample on it. No? All right, then eat it. Well, then take the positive. Take the positive. Eat bread, remembering him. Look, it doesn't want you. It knows you go over it and make sure that you eat it with a good conscience. That's all you have to do. And go against it. But don't try. Don't try. Just eat the bread, because the Spirit is in the bread as we speak. There you go. There you go. Eat the bread. Thinking of him. Little at a time. That's it. It's kosher. That's bread. Yeah. Bread is a symbol, like the cross. It's a symbol. But this time you don't eat the cross. Eat him. Eat this remembering
And I've
him.
always felt.
Come on
I
now.
have a trauma.
Don't be silly.
No,
you
I'm
don't,
saying
you don't have to hold
what's
that.
in there is like,
Huh?
I'm saying everything that's been bothering me, the things that, some of it is that I felt, it made me always feel stupid.
Give me one.
It always made me feel stupid, and I felt stupid.
But you are stupid. It's the truth of the matter, you have become stupid. And if you see that you made the wrong choice under pressure, the pressure is your parent. And she was pressured by her parent.
I see.
It goes down, always back to Paradise Lost to Eve. And you don't want to be Eve anymore.
No, I've never wanted to be her.
That's all. Come on now. Fall asleep. Have a nice sleep. Let that go. Close your eyes and just close your eyes. Feel my hand, front of my hand. Feel the, I'm not going to touch it, but you're going to feel it and let your head fall forward. Follow it. See, follow it as your head falls forward. Follow this feel, this touch. Let the head fall forward. Let the head fall forward, please. Thank you. Fall forward. Listen to my voice. Fall forward. Fall forward. Like asleep. Like asleep. Like asleep. Like asleep. But it's not asleep. Something beautiful. Something beautiful. Go to sleep and think how simple it is to come to God. All you have to say is think. All the pictures in your mind don't represent you or God. Let them all go. Nod your head and tell me that you can let them all go. Because what is in me is in you, and you're not doing it. I am He that is giving me the power to take everything away. The lady just over there is experiencing a good experience, but so are you. Just rest. Just rest until I ask you to wake up. I'm talking to the lady here. Are you okay? You have something to say? Does she know I'm talking to her? Yes, she knows. What are you crying about? What are you feeling about?
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same spirit. Her and I have the same thing.
Just don't react to it. What you're doing is reacting to it to cure it. If you react to it, it will make you worse. Just watch your situation. Watch the thought. Watch the feeling. Just stand back and watch it like that. It goes away. That's all you do. Don't struggle. Your reaction is a struggle. Don't do this. Let go. Let Him take cure. Like this lady here. God will change her, and she does not have to do anything but appreciate that she was born as an intuition. Intuition means everything, knowledge, everything, health, happiness, the evolution of a spirit inside that when you die is in another world with a flesh and blood appearance because it's in a different realm. But right now it's inside you and you can't see it, but it's either becoming ugly or it's becoming beautiful. And when you die, the realm you're in gives you the flesh-like behavior, which never dies, but is not of this world. You do understand this, don't you? You heard me, didn't you? You're all right. You are just a beautiful lady, and you're just going to be listening to your conscience now and not running away from it and not believing anything anymore except being calm. And the secret that people get you is when you react. The reaction means you've lost your intuitive self and become one of them. And one of them can always make you worse and worse. Not anymore. It's time to open your eyes and wake up. You're okay now. There you are. Come over here. Come over here. Give me a kiss. There you are. There you are. Don't be jealous, Anne.
Sweet. I got kids older than her.
All right. Well, but that was nice. It was. I think that would be fine. It will just appreciate the simplicity. Is there somebody else who would like to feel like just fit here?
I'll do it.
Would you like to?
Yes. All right.
You understand you may react to something.
I'm happy to do that.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Well, all you need to do is choose a piece of bread. And this is the day. This is a good day for it.
Yes.
Eat that.
Thank you.
And remember him, it's no longer a piece of bread, it's something with starch to it.
Thank you.
Okay, whenever you're ready. And see what happens. I'm getting hungry myself. I'm afraid to go crazy though. Yeah. How's it doing?
It's good.
How does it feel?
I'm solid.
It's all right.
I can't swallow.
What?
It's difficult swallowing for me.
Difficult swallowing?
There we go. I just need a redemption.
What?
I need a redemption, and for everything I've done in my life, and I know what comes through you. I believe what comes through you,
It does.
and I believe
It
the
comes
message.
into you.
But
In recognition. In
I
recognition.
just know what comes through you, Roy, and
Yes, yes.
I need that redemption. I know I do, and
It's there for you.
I believe
It's
that.
always there.
I believe that.
All you do is just realize it and trust me. It's there. And otherwise you wouldn't have found me.
Yeah,
You would have,
know
you would have walked
that.
right past me.
I know that.
That's what so many people, you're going to be
I
fine.
understand that.
There's not much for you to do.
Okay,
Sit down now.
thank you.
He's fine.
If you don't mind. Thank you.
I want somebody who is really disturbed. And we'll have a lot of fun with that one.
Anybody willing to step forward on that?
What was that? Who's that? And she gonna punish her putting her hair? No. Who would like to sit? Yes, please. Don't be afraid of reactions.
Okay.
Please. Well, I'll have some of that too. We have to make love fun with it.
Make love? Is that what he said? Well, I don't go too far now.
No, I make it light. It's so deep, so beautiful. We don't have to be somber like everybody else. I'm a free person. You are not free yet, but you will be if you eat this bread on this day. It's important. You want to do it?
Yes.
Let's see what happens. Oh, you're sitting here.
I just want to eat a piece of bread.
All right, here's a take a piece.
Thank you. I have realized, this week, I have realized that my whole life, I follow food. It doesn't matter, it's this diet or that diet, it's this illness or that illness, it's all food. It's how I escape. And I realized I don't know what to do about it.
I had that problem too. I shouldn't be saying this, but I think my wife doesn't eat very much, so what I do is foolish. I eat what she doesn't eat when I've had enough to eat.
Really?
And it's a trick. It's a trick she doesn't know, but I'm beginning to see it myself. I'll have some more.
Wow.
The last 3 days I haven't had any food at all, 4. I'm all right though. See, I'm all right.
Well, I'm going to eat a piece of this now,
Yeah,
then.
good.
I haven't had bread.
It may
for a
have
long
effect to you.
time.
It may have an effect on you.
I wish there was some butter on it.
I ran out and get her a steak.
I have a secret to you. I can't eat food. I eat the butter. Well, I'll make it lighthearted. Anything else? Anything in you?
No,
I'll
I
go
just
sit-
really wanted to.
I'll go.
eat a piece of
You want to eat some? She came up to eat a piece of bread. What am I doing here? Now you will explode. I gotta be careful. Well,
Shall I help myself?
yeah. Do you know what's going to happen?
I pray to God that it will.
There's something left in you. I know. You don't want to die with it.
I know I don't want to die. with
Eat,
it.
just eat the bread.
I'm very dehydrated from having the flu.
Is that all? It doesn't have to affect you. But no, it doesn't have to affect you just doing that. If everything is in order, it tends to be in the right. To enjoy it, yes. But in this day, with
I have been realizing many things.
yeah, what's such a
It's
point?
since you exercised me, I keep having, things come to light. And
Well, you're on your way.
I'm on my way.
You
I
won't need the
believe.
bread. If you're on the way, you won't need the bread. Let me eat it now. Good, sit down and have a good joy.
Okay.
And eat the bread. It's the bread has something to do, like for instance with you. Would you like to try? Well, I know something will happen.
Well, it already is happening. I'm seeing, you were talking about not hating our parents, but
Yeah.
what's happening to me is that I'm hating my own self. And
Well,
I
that's
can
the
see,
parent in yourself.
no, I know that. And I can see there's an extreme ugliness in me that comes out in niceness.
I know.
And
But
this,
we've never done anything like this for you. And this is a very special day,
okay.
correct? Mm-hmm. And so, eating a piece of bread from a woman, I don't know if many make bread
I don't
anymore.
like eating bread, obviously. So, I don't take this moment lightly. I don't take this moment lightly.
No,
No.
I understand.
That pressure that's inside of me has lived there my whole life.
Well, explain it.
Well, that lady explained it very well because I don't care who likes me.
What?
I don't care who likes me.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to like me.
You want someone to like
I
you?
want everyone to like me.
That bread, it represents him. This day, eat it.
I feel like I'm chewing like a
Come on.
horrible person.
Come on.
What?
Let it come out.
Well, let
No,
me get it.
no.
I want to swallow my bread first.
Yeah. Swallow it. That way it's in you.
Because I want this more than I want the evil. But I wanted the evil more before, I think.
But
I
look,
wanted it
you just
more.
ate something. He says, eat and remember him.
Okay, wait, I didn't do
That is, the remembrance is in there.
Oh, okay.
It's in the, as you swallow it. It's him. He's in the bread. That's it. Let it come out. You can be yourself. You can be yourself. But the self is the creator. The self is the creator that gave life to Jesus. It's extended in me. You understand?
Yes.
This is a very important thing.
And maybe
It's inside you now.
Well-
The bread is inside you.
but it's like for the first time, maybe I'm so glad.
That's good.
And I just
Listen.
feel like it's so hard to believe that you can be loved by Jesus. It's so hard to believe.
No, it's not. It's magic. It's magical. The human race, the whole universe is magical. How do you explain infinite evolution of everything? It's a blade of grass, and it's a dirt that had to be created. Can you see that God is magic? And when he says, you are cured and you are forgiven, you are forgiven.
There's a little piece of me that could believe that. There's just that other little something. He's really had a lot of power over me, Roy.
So what? But
It's
But
okay,
he's-
I don't even know who I am. It's okay, I don't know who I am. It's okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think.
I tell you what you do. Shut him down.
Okay.
Good.
Okay,
Say,
wait, okay.
turn around and say, get out of me.
Get out of me, get out of me,
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah, and mean it. I know who you are. You're not my salvation. There's redemption here. There is redemption awaiting for you when you came into the world, but you missed it. But you missed it not because it's your fault.
Did that little boy go away? Is your son gone? Is he okay?
No, listen.
Is he? I don't want that little boy to be afraid. Is he afraid?
What was about the face? What do I have to tell you? Do you like being crazy?
I think a little bit.
Do you like being that way?
I think so.
Well,
It's purpose.
in other words, it makes you feel
It
better.
makes me feel something.
Yeah, but but look at you. The more you feel something, which is a lie, everybody who takes opioids feels better, right?
Yes.
Everybody smokes a cigarette and takes drugs, feels better, but it's opposite.
No, I did a lot of
There's
those things.
a young man and a little lady, and they both drink and drug each other, and they love each other. They make each other feel good, But after a while, they can't make each other feel good. So they have to call someone from the forest in South America and bring you a nice opioid or whatever it is. And then it lifts you up and makes you feel better, but you're further away from God because it's not up, it's down, but it looks up.
But I have to confess something right now
Okay.
because what I'm doing is worse than smoking because I think I'm
Go on.
calling on the darkness in a nice way. Like,
Hey!
I'll help you.
How dare you? How dare you come into her? I say, how dare you come into her? What's this? Well, I came into me. Now look at this. I'm not funny.
Could you make it, hypnotize it to listen to you?
You are now. That's what it is. See me shouting? That is hypnosis when you get reacting. A good reaction. Go away from her. Now. Oh, I don't care whether you would want to. I don't. I said go away. Or you will come out more burning. You don't want to burn and burn and burn forever. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Okay, just do it for me. Do it for me. What's in me?
It's so deep.
I don't care how deep it is. It is what it is. I'm talking to Is. Is. I'm talking to Is. Is not. Is not. Is not. Is not. Is. That's what it hasn't got a name. It is. But that's its name. Is. It's not you. Go away. Go away. Go. Do what I ask you. What can I do something?
I feel like it has to like be cut out of me or something like
No.
it.
No. It's all wrong. It's all lies. All lies. Everything is ever said is all. Everything Everything is
real.
lies.
Yes.
Everything's not real.
It's trick. I love you. I don't love you. You're nice and you're not nice. Everything is sideways and upside down and backwards. But people think I'm nice. I don't like it when people say I'm nice. I'm not nice.
I think you're nice. Never mind, it's a different nice. It's two different nices.
Yes.
One's artificial because they want to put themselves on a
No,
pedestal.
I like this nice.
All right.
I like
This nice is better than nice.
Okay.
Eat. Have a whole lot. Just keep on eating and make you a little bit fatter. That won't hurt you.
Obviously not, huh?
How do you feel?
How do I feel?
It's got to end. Listen,
Does it have an end? I would like it to have an end.
this is it. Here's your choice. Go darker and uglier.
No,
That's what's happening.
no.
And go high.
Wait, right now it is? Right now it is? I don't want that.
Well, then you have to stop being angry and stop struggling to fix yourself to make yourself nicer and asking others to make you nicer, to love you. All you're doing is giving your life to the devil. And the devil in each person that plays with you.
Yes.
Come on now.
Oh, that lady needs you. Okay.
No.
Come on now. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Come on the good side. Everything will come. Everything. I know your devil.
What?
I know your devil. It's a devil. A dark,
Very dark.
Very dark. So dark, it's ugly.
Yes.
Isn't it right? Deep down.
Yes.
I'm reaching
Yes.
deep.
Very deep.
Now you're talking to me, aren't you? Now you're talking to me because I'm talking to you in your darkness that is so dark that it never can be understood by humans.
No.
I understand.
It's mean, Roy.
Huh?
It's mean.
Huh?
It's mean. It tricks people.
But I'm
But
not.
it tricks it through me. It tricks my children and it tricks the babies through me.
But why are you angry? No, that's an angry. That's anger. What you're crying
me?
is anger.
Okay.
You're crying for support. I'm not trying to support you. I'm trying to get the whole thing out.
Okay.
Get it all out.
Okay.
Get it out. Come out of her. Now, without a shiver. Just go back to hell where you belong. And go and tell Beelzebub he's finished. Because the end of the world is coming. And he will go into something so horrible. But leave you alone to be free. Be free. Okay? Look at me. Love what's good in me. Give your life to him in me. Your life in me is beautiful. It's beautiful. Stop reacting. See, your foolishness is making you angry. And anger will never stop being angry. Trying to stop anger with anger. You're tricked into it. No more. No more. No more. I think I'm going to eat a piece of bread myself.
I'll let someone else have a turn.
Oh,
Oh
that's-
dear. Hopefully
Sorry.
you guys have a vacuum. Thank you.
Bye, Joe. Now, who else? Who wants to rush forward? But yes, please come. I think some of you need to come because you're afraid.
Yes,
It's
here,
see, that's you. I may have to have you back.
okay.
All right. There should be a reaction to this. Hello. You know what this is. Here's a nice piece of bread here. Would you like to have a piece?
Yes.
And see what happens.
Bread that Christ said to eat.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely a beautiful thing. Because you can just be cured by eating a slice of bread. It becomes a cure, something that cures. See what I mean? You don't normally cry over a piece of bread, but today, and maybe other days too, as long as you look at it that way. What have anything to say to me? Something to...
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make, so. A week or so ago, I got angry at somebody and never a good reason, but there was really no good reason, and I'm sorry about it, and I just want God to give me the grace so that it doesn't ever happen again.
At all.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Give me my bread back. I'm just joking with you. But look, the bread has a value. It doesn't have to be sort of like this, something, I can't find the word. I wish I could find the word that's respect for, like...
Edifying?
Huh?
Edifying? Edifying? I don't know.
Yes. It's put him down just a little bit. But where are you when you eat that bread? What are you thinking? Anything special? Are you eating when you eat the bread? How do you? What does it do to you?
It brings tears to my eyes.
It what?
Brings tears to my eyes.
It brings tears to your eyes. I think that's all you need. I think it's done. I'm not going to kiss you. You're too old. I know a lot of you would like to sit there, but you're scared. Anybody who's scared need to come up. Hello.
Yes.
You sense something in here? You do? Just take a piece, then it comes out. You watch. What does it represent? Salvation.
Yes.
Eat this remembering Him. Eat this remembering Him. Redemption. Forget all the things that you did wrong. You're redeemed. Eat this, and when you eat at home, eat this, whatever it is, remembering Him. All will go away. Crying now, aren't you? You're crying. Could I cry it out then? What was that?
Bad about it.
No.
Closet eater.
Say again.
Closet eater. Closet, like a closet eater.
Oh, eat.
Closet eater.
Closet eater.
A
When
closet.
nobody's around, yes, the bad.
Goodbye. Goodbye, prophet eater. What's his name?
Closet.
Closet, like a closet.
Oh,
alcoholic.
closet. Goodbye, closet eater. Just eat it, remembering Him. Don't hide it from your silly self. How can you hide it from yourself? It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just one more bite, and you'll be okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Watch this. Just watch it. You can't eat any more bread if you try. Go ahead, try. Go ahead, try. Try. You won't be able to. Not that bad piece either. Because I said so. I represent Him. You will do as you're told. You can't do it when you're told. You can't. But now you can eat it. Go ahead. See? I have power. Good power. Now I say with your good power, come to me. But it's not me. It's Him in me. And when it is in you, you are to your children or whoever is same way. Don't judge. Judgment is mine. Never say, how can I say? It's not sorry. But never make an excuse. Never make an excuse. But always be straight. Okay? Feel better now?
Yes.
A breath of fresh air.
Yes, I
Okay. I don't need to know what it is. You can say it if you want to.
Just like it just came to me like breath of fresh air.
That's it. You can sit down now.
Okay.
You're doing good. Very good. Nice and sweet. We're going to have some screamer in a minute. Not you, I don't think. Hello, sweetheart. I know you well.
I wasn't raised with much religion. I guess I would just like to know Jesus in me. And
Look at me. Who am I?
who are you?
Yeah,
You're Roy Masters.
I'm just a person. What is behind me that makes me who I am? Because if you're angry, I know there's something behind you that changes you into them. If you listen to me, it changes. You like what I see, then it's yours. And then happiness that you never had before, but it isn't smiling happiness. It's just being free. And nobody can hurt you, and you won't hurt anybody. It'll be just all by itself, and there's no need for your help. There's no need to try to fix it. You'll have it as a gift. God loves you, and there is no love in the world. It doesn't exist in the world, except through a person like yourself will be. And the self I am. I'm not myself. I'm the extension of Jesus, who was the first person that I could identify. I couldn't identify with God because he's invisible, but he sends his only child. And so everybody could see what can happen. He died on the cross. He walked up to the Sanhedrin, and it was the most dangerous thing he could do. He wanted to be killed. Basically, this had to happen to prove that on earth one can still have a body. But it was all made possible because what is really happening is when you close your eyes, here is where I come back. Closing your eyes is not closing things down. It's closing something you've never seen before. Because you're so busy looking through your brain. And your brain keeps on telling you what isn't and what isn't when it is and otherwise. But what you want is the energy that comes from a second set of eyes. Close your eyes, seize your eyelids, watch it for a little while. Be aware of your right hand because God speaks of his right hand, not the left hand. And it's a part of the brain on here. And if you look at the images that come up, like what I said a little while ago, potato. Remember what I said about potato? Let that get inside you and react to it and say, what's going on? Potato, potato. It gets worse. The minute you start to get upset, that potato in your head becomes real. It represents a living thing. And hunger will grow for potato. And you become addicted to potatoes and die. It will kill you any way it can. What have I taught you, if anything? Why are you up here? You seem to be a nice lady. I've always seemed to see you as a good person. What is troubling you?
I've been a person
Who looks good and not good? No?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I know that something Brenda said about when people are cruel to me, I go overboard to make them like me, because that was my mother.
That's not good.
No, I know.
That's not good.
I'm here because I see what's in you, and because, one day when you're gone, I want to have it in me.
Well, good. When you look at me, can't something good happen to you?
Yes.
It eliminates the not good.
Yes, absolutely.
Let it be this moment. Piece of bread.
Absolutely.
It's a promise. You'll see.
He came for us. He came for our
He went
sin.
through that suffering, but you know what he
He
said?
came for.
You know what he said
We
when
don't
he was
have
dying?
to. We didn't have to be good for him.
But something more. You would think a person be screaming with agony, wouldn't you?
You mean Jesus?
Jesus, yeah.
But he wasn't.
If it was anybody else, he'd be screaming, agony, horror, horrible, pain. What he says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive them that you don't like, for they don't know what they do. And if you let it go, the word is forgive is not correct
Let it go.
for us, because we can't forgive, but let it go. Be very careful with words. Very careful with words. It says, what Jesus says is let them go, for they know not what they do. That's a better translation, I think, because you cannot judge and you cannot forgive. Jesus was punished for forgiving somebody. He says only God can forgive. But you know, but now we know what the mistake is in the Bible. It's only the little mistakes in the Bible. The Bible is beautiful. The beginning, magnificent. The very beginning, the first few pages, forget the rest. I don't care about the stories of all the people there. I don't care about that. I go right to Old New Testament, open the book, flick, 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 oh, bang. Put the book away, it lasts you for a year. Because one intuition leads to others, 2, 4, 16. That's how it goes. When you start to live, you don't need a book. I look in the book every now and then, maybe once a year. Oh, I see another one there. It's miracle. Intuition means you recognize what is good and see what is not good. And automatically see the good way and not the dark way. You absolutely see it from within. Because when you meditate, what happens is, I discovered that when you close your eyes and look at your eyelids, you must realize that the reason why you can see the pixels and the images coming up is because there's another light that shines on it. And you don't have to be angry with it. Just look at it and it goes away. It runs like hell. You see, the thoughts, you can't fight it. But looking at it goes away. It's the energy. And you're free. Very simple. Yeah. Thank you. That's good. There you are. Thank you.
Hello, Roy.
Yes, sir.
Good to be here.
Yes, I think it's time for you. I see that this is not shaking that much, is it? I can feel it though.
Yes.
It's there.
Yes, it is.
Good. But that needs to go away. Okay. When you've finished expressing yourself,
Thank you.
would you like to have a piece of bread?
Yes, I would.
Please take.
Thank you.
This bread will act like a cross. It's just what it does. this is look, I'm Jewish. But what am I Jewish? He's Jewish too. Where is Christianity? In the Pope, who says there's no hell? Hell, he does all wrong.
He's definitely something.
I know. Now, what is shaking about now? What is the bread doing? It could be dangerous, don't we? Let it come out.
It's cleansing me. It's cleansing me.
What?
It's cleansing me.
It's cleansing him. Cleansing him.
Cleansing.
Him out.
Cleansing. Cleansing, yes. Cleansing. Cleansing, that's it.
Yeah.
No more of that. You don't have to. It's always reminding you that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And you keep keeping it secret and resenting it because you don't know how to see what a coward you were. Basically, you were a coward.
Yes, I
But
was.
you've always been a coward since your mother.
Yes.
You go right back to there, don't you?
Yep.
And so when you came into the world, didn't you come into the world as a person, as I said, at the end of your life, or at the end of the point of your life, you will have redemption. Redemption means you're perfect, as your Father in heaven is perfect. That's what you got to be. So this is what this bread means something on this day especially.
Yes, it does. This is what I've wondered this past week. What is so special about this? What is the difference? And
You know what the Jewish people do? Because Christianity came out of Judaism. If it wasn't a Judaism, you wouldn't have a Jesus.
no, it wouldn't.
So I want you to remember that you're really not Christians. There is no such thing. You're the extension of Jesus. And he never made any business like a church. This is a church. Foundation is a church, but I don't want you to belong to it. You mustn't belong to the church. If you belong to your car, if you love your car too much, the car will kill you. Everything you have, if you love it, but you put it on a pedestal, oh, this is so nice, it feels so good. Nothing feels like anything. I like to do the right thing. Oh, don't get excited. If you get excited, you did it. No. Everything you do in life is so natural. How else would you could do it? I remember having a big fight. You can keep thinking and talking and say things you want to.
Okay.
But I remember the thing I did where I stood in the street, stopping bad guys' cars going up and down. Stood there, calm as you want, and the car goes right there, stops. I didn't care if I lived or died. That's all. And I wondered, why did I do that? A piano could fall from the sky and halfway down and say, there's a piano coming down. Oh, step forward. No reaction. But the speed is twice as fast, 100 times as fast. As a matter of fact, you may not know it's a hand, there's something falling from the sky, you'd know it. 2 steps one side and you wonder why you did it, then they come back. There's no reasoning in being intuitive to God. All you need to do is be still and know. And being still is what I'm seeing here. You do not function from your brain, but you function through your brain from the inside, not the outside. Reaction causes you to give yourself to it, like temptation, and leave you away from the purpose of existence. Do you understand that? What you did was the outpass of what appeaser you are.
Yes.
Stop being an appeaser. Let that go. Stop shaking your hands. Stop shaking those hands. It doesn't cure you. You're punishing yourself. Why are those legs? Why is this? Give me a reason why those feet. No, not feet. Hands. Why did that debate? Why are they shaking? What are they saying to you?
Because I want to make a spectacle of myself.
So that's what you're saying. You want everybody to believe you to have no respect for yourself?
Yes,
Why can't you keep it quiet?
I can.
Huh?
I can.
Well, that's be a good thing. But
Yes.
you see what it's doing is making people feel sorry for you.
There's no need. There's no need to feel sorry for me or anyone else on this earth.
Yeah, but why is your hands trembling? What is causing your hands to tremble? Fear?
Yes, the fear of just living a life that God gave to you and has given to everyone else
But
here.
can I give it to you? Because
Yes.
if you really get it from me, your hands will stop now. If you really, that's important. If I am who I am, which is not me anyway, if you look into my eyes and look beyond me, you will see Him inside you. Do that. See if you can do it. See if you can see that God doesn't want you to explode that. There's something inside you that doesn't want you to do it.
No, it doesn't.
Wants you to do it, doesn't it?
Yes.
You're possessed. Where's the cross? Anything different? Why are you still shaking your hand? Why? What good does it do? Come on. You have to give up an answer. What you have to do is give an answer that you're afraid to say. You were afraid to say to your commanding officer. What was that?
That I saw two men in the jungle grass.
And you didn't go back and tell him.
That is correct. I
And it
gave
could
him a
have been-
false report. It could have been something dangerous.
It could have been, and it bothered you, hasn't it?
Yes, that has bothered me.
See, what he did in the military, saw things happening and was too afraid to go to see the commanding officer. And he kept it a secret where they could have all died. But he didn't, thank God. But he still has...
He's still haunted.
Yeah. I wish. Why can't you stop? Why
I'd
can't you?
like to ask
You're bringing attention to yourself. What you're doing is bringing attention to yourself so people will be sorry for you.
Yes.
Isn't it something like that?
I have a question.
All right.
Something else that happened. A young man who I knew in my unit in Vietnam
What?
was a young man who I knew in my unit in Vietnam
Yeah?
was transferred to another unit and was killed.
Oh.
When I heard it, something in me turned off.
What was that something? In God? Turned off to believe God because he died?
Yes, because this was a decent young man.
No, but you resent him. You resent God. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, there was a second young man from
Go
my
ahead.
town who died in Vietnam. And when I was told that, again, it felt like somebody had hit me in the gut.
Uh-huh. You never told me that before.
No.
Now, what that means is hatred to God. That's exactly what it means. There is no God. Because if there was God, he wouldn't allow for that. No, he allows for me to shoot myself. I can do what I want. But I don't want to do what I want. So if I see a friend that dies, as you say, he just dies. That's the way. Who am I to say? Does it mean to say that this man died? But don't you understand what I said when I said no man can, what was how I said it? No man
gift hath a man.
No greater love hath a man than to give his life for another.
That's correct. It's none of your business. You don't want to do it, you don't do it. It may be never that you need to do it. It was something that comes your way, and that's the way you're meant. He's willing to die. He's not selfish. You are selfish. You have friends that like you. This friend, that friend, it makes you feel a better person, loving and being loved. So you're angry at God. You took them away. He took them both away. And not only that, others. It's not just that. My mother and my father died. They were too good. Did I hate God? No. I was sad. But that's not bad to be sad.
No.
And one day I was walking in the street when I was 13, 14 years old. My father just died. Now, I didn't hate God for him dying. Guess what happened to me? Would you like to know?
Yes.
Well, if it wasn't for my father dying, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you in this audience. He was meant to die at 42. If he lived to 110, or lived to 50, or 70, or 80, I wouldn't be here. I'd be a diamond cutter sitting in a sweatshop, or something maybe more progressive and more money. It was meant for him to die. It was meant for me to be this way. So when I lost my father, I walked behind people that walked similar to him and pulled on his
Shirt sleeves.
yes, the coat sleeves. And he would turn around. It's not my father, not my dad, of course. I'm just a boy, lost his dad.
Yes.
All of a sudden, something says, that's not your dad. I'm the dad to your dad. When he died, you have me. That's it. Oh. I still have a little cry in my eyes if I went to see his grave. I would.
That's
But
sweet.
I didn't hate God. You played God. You resent God for taking your friends away. Drop it now.
Yes.
It's their life.
This is the thing I saw in the two men I spoke of. I saw very decent men, very honorable. They stepped forward to do something that I had not
Yeah, but
the
you saw
courage to
other
do.
people die too, didn't you?
No,
Is that all?
they're the only ones. Now, when I graduated from high school, I saw a man dying in the locker room of his factory.
And how did you react?
I thought he was drunk because he had a heart attack.
But did you have any feeling for him?
I realized
Why did you
something
have
wasn't
a-
right, and I told another man
but you
what I
did,
saw.
Those shaking legs didn't come from that. It comes from your friends.
Yes.
And the friends support you. Every friend supports you. And so you're selfish. I will tell you a little story. Let's see if I can remember it now. I may not. I lost it, sorry. It just came to me and disappeared. Yeah, we'll come back in just a little while. It has makes a point. Yeah. Oh yes, here it is. I have a friend, and we have lots of fun with each other. You know, swimming, fishing, and he seems like a nice man. And maybe he is, and maybe he's not, but somehow we're friends. But that's not really it. That's not really the truth. On the surface, it looks like you have a friend, and you're very friendly. But one day, your friend finds a nice young lady and kind of dismisses him from you. Or he does something that it is wrong. But all of a sudden, when you see your friend is doing something wrong, you have a choice. You have a choice to speak up. Say, hey, John, did you do this? Did you run around with another lady when you have a wife? But you consider it, and you don't do it. And why do you think, what you say to yourself, if I ask you that question, why did you get upset? Why did you not say something to that person and say, listen, if you do this again, I will go to your wife and your children, to hell with you. This is what you should have done. But you didn't. What you thought to yourself was, I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to hurt his feelings. It's not your feelings, in a manner of speaking, because you're losing a friend from which made you feel better than you deserve and did not know what you were doing. The right thing to do was, hey, John, what are you doing with that woman? You're married. But you don't. But you were so addicted to playing with him and being with him. He's giving you a sense of worth and making you first realize the worthlessness of all that. Who understands that? So you would have been better off as a man. Hey, John. Well, he does it, so he goes to the wife. And she talks to him, and he admits it. And it all gets all over. He says, I'm sorry, my friend Roy. He told me, I didn't listen to it. I made a mistake. And maybe it happens for the best, or whatever it does, it's none of your business. But what you should have said, and become a man, and lose the friend that was weak. Lose him. He is not your friend, but you want to keep him as your friend because he keeps you secure. You're not yourself, you're the extension of him. And when you lose him, you feel empty. And you make it up in your head and everyone, and it's the same thing. I don't want to hurt his feelings. It sounds noble, doesn't it? It's not. You're a coward. That's what's wrong with you. Not being able to speak up. Lose your friends. Lose them all if that's necessary. But never do that. I don't know who said it, because I get my information and I have a bad memory of everything. One of your founding fathers said something similar. But so I just said to you, it's necessary to stand up and lose your friends if you have to, because then they're not your friends when you see what they're doing wrong. You can't live on other people's friendliness. Stop. Now, that's what you've done. Your friends supported you, they died. The other friends supported you and they died. And your whole life is dependent on appeasing, correct?
Correct.
Appeaser. So if your appeaser dies, you die with him. Or you go find another one. And then you get more guilty. And they take advantage of you. And then things get worse. Everything goes wrong. Well, everything goes right. Hey, John, I'm your friend. I thought to myself, I don't want to hurt my feelings, I'll let you do it. To hell with that. I'm your friend. Go back to your wife. Then we can still be friends again. Otherwise, screw you. Enjoy it. I'm gone. Who understands that? But that's me. See? I live a long time. Trial and tribulation. I don't hate the hurter. People try to kill me over and over again. Just the second time. This is unconscious of the other person. I don't hate them. They gave me the sickness. I won't say who it is, it's not important. Here I am. All the disadvantages, everything that goes wrong, deal with it. Listen carefully, very carefully. Everything bad happens for good. Now, how on earth can everything bad happen for good? It's to test your stamina for not reacting to another person or the situation that is disturbing to everybody else. The whole world can fall apart. And I'm there trying to help, but not feeling anything, but trying to help. But if you get upset, how can you help? You haven't got it in you to help. You just become one of them. When I say you must not involve yourself with any human being, not even your wife, because hating her and loving her are two ends of the different points. My wife, I do not lust her or love her. None of that. She's a person who I'm in charge of. And I cannot allow her to love me and to put me on a pedestal. I will not give her the kind of love she wants and then gets mad because she doesn't get the kind of love that every man is supposed to give. That's where it is. I am somewhat different. Whenever she does something wrong, I speak up. Damned if she doesn't. Damned if she doesn't. Or doesn't do it. If she does it, that's good. If she doesn't, I don't get upset. I don't force anybody. So I waited 64 years. And she got worse and worse and worse. I got stronger and stronger and stronger. Now I'm still faced with the fact that she still needs to understand, but she still hasn't understood it yet. I shall wait to the day I die, because I've given my troth to her, to keep her and care for her and love her, not like everybody else, but the way that God loves. Extend the goodness. Don't worry about the badness. Don't get upset for anything. Raise your voice, but if you raise your voice, it doesn't, there's two kinds of voice. One's an angry voice that has hate in it. One is a stronger, a different kind of voice that says, be good. That's not a bad voice, is it?
No.
Let it go. That's it. Let it go. Stop it now. Stop now. Stop! 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 That one too. And keep it that way. Hear the word stop. Tell yourself that it's in your head. Be aware and just watch it. That will not go away till you face the truth of your cowardice. You are coward. Looking for approval. One of your two friends gives you approval. And they like you, they like them. You don't care if they died. No. You only lost a friend that made you feel good. And pretty soon, they all get reduced because all your friends are not really your friends and you start to hate them. You hate the people that reject you, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You're not free.
No, no.
You're too complicated for me to help you. I think you'll spend the rest of your life that way.
I pray that it's not so.
I hope not so, but it looks like that. I would love to help you, but until you stop being an appeaser, that's what you are. And who made you an appeaser?
My mother.
Your mother did you. So you hate your mother, don't you?
Yes.
You hate her for making you a appeaser, as actually a slave, right?
Yes.
So the
that's
real
how I saw
person,
myself.
the real person is hating your mother, isn't it? But you gave in to her, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And so you got a woman inside there. She's in there, and I'm sure that you're hating every time you think of her, correct? Yes or no?
No, not every time.
Well, enough
Excuse
time.
me. Yes.
How do you
once is
count
enough.
it? How do you count it?
I don't know.
Well, you're not. If you don't do it 1 minute, when something really happens that's similar to what happened to you, there it comes again. Because you still have the identity of your mother in there. And so, in a sense, you have an obligation to love her and give in to her. But at the same time, you hate her for it. You have a complex. You should wipe this clean. But you got both. You hate her both ways. How do you deal with that?
Let it go.
Both ways are the same hate. Because there is no love.
No.
When you love her, you're an appeaser. When you appease her, you make her worse. You're a slave. You become a slave of your mother. And deeply you have a resentment towards that.
Yes.
But resentment makes it worse.
The
because-
time that I saw that I was a slave to my mother was I came home, I was fairly young, and she was cleaning the kitchen floors. And she was in a very bad place.
Yeah?
And she told me to take a sharp kitchen knife and scrape the wax off the floor that's next to the walls because they were yellow. And I was down there on my hands and knees doing that. And I saw myself for what I was,
And?
as a slave, and I hated her for it.
Yeah, but it's just so petty. It's really so petty, isn't it?
Yes.
It kind of demoralizes. But how do you get rid of demoralization? Is see that you've lost yourself. In other words, what your mother has done. What your mother has done is made you dependent on her. Through cruelty, or through loving you too much. Or
It
being
seems
too
I
cruel.
got both.
Both, of course. But you've got to get rid of that. Why is it that you hold on to that? And so it melts into everything else. Consistently, every similar situation adds to it. Every time you get angry, add another anger. Then you get angry for being angry because you couldn't stop doing it. You don't want to be angry, but you see it and it doesn't work like it should be, bang, angry. All you need to say is, oh, I just think I'll do that for another time. It's your reaction. You don't want to be wrong. Your emotions, you have so many emotions that you cannot see how simple it is that your mother could not help herself. All you have to do is to see that your mother was broken, that she was the extension of another broken mother who didn't know she was broken, and a grandma who didn't see she was broken, but she is what she was and extends from all the generations since Eve and Paradise Lost. It's so simple. Every woman is the same. She's looking for redemption. But you're a man. You turned into a woman. You're a woman all the way through. You need to have a nice operation. You might as well finish the job.
There's nothing left to,
Huh?
there's nothing left there to deal with.
All right.
In the
You got to sit
physical
down
sense.
because I'll be talking to you all day.
3 hours.
Oh, is it 3 hours? She's like 3 minutes. What, do you know where, does everybody know where the food, everything is here?
We can tell
Are you
them.
hungry? Are you all hungry?
I'll bet they are.
Yeah. All right, I'll be back. Would you like me to come back this afternoon? Or you had enough today?
No, Roy, there's someone for you.
Oh, all right. Hello. I didn't see you in the back.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah, I've been watching. I would like to ask you a question.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
What?
I'll put it back on again.
I would like to ask you,
I'll hold it.
What's wrong with your hand?
huh?
What's wrong with the hand?
You know, my hand a long time ago,
Oh, I see. Yeah. How did it happen?
when I was being born, the doctor pulled me too fast. And did it was something that he did from my uncles and people that knew.
How long?
And one place I went to, the doctor saw it. He said, he shouldn't even be a doctor. He said, I know what happened. And that's why-
Anyway, you lost. How long ago was that?
He was breech. He was a breech baby.
He was born a
Breech.
breech baby. A breech.
Oh, I see.
So
All right, now, why are you up here?
what I want to know is, why is it that my dad, from the time I was going to first grade, I was just starting school then, used me as a punching bag. He used to take the bicycle tire and beat me all in the
Oh, he's
face.
one of those, yes.
And not only that, he'd kick me, or I'd be sitting there playing checkers or playing cards with my sister, and a punch would come inside my head like the size of a golf ball. Every weekend from Thursday till Sunday or Monday morning. He drank a lot, and he used to hide it.
Did he hate you because you weren't perfect with it?
I never had no answer. And then when I used to go to work with him, make me work and do all the clean his tools and work. He was a mason. But I didn't get anything to eat all that time I was with him because he'd stop on the way back to the bar room
I understand that.
and start drinking and staying in there for hours.
Why-
And I'd sit out in that thing, have to wait for him.
Oh, hold a second. Why are you here? Why are you sitting here?
Why am I here?
Yes.
I just wanted you to know
that went through when I hear people saying they've been through terrible stuff.
I know. But why are you here? What is your emotional problem?
My emotional problem is to find out from you why.
Well, it's very simple. Your father's crazy. And you were, and what he did, he hated your innocence.
And he died 42. When I think of your father, he died at 42.
My father was a good person.
Yeah, I know he was.
But this one is a bad one.
Not right. So anyways.
But didn't he get his punishment?
He was 2 houses down on top of the roof when he fell off, made the papers and killed him.
I get that. Why are you here? What problem do you have?
What problem do you have?
Hating your father.
Because I went through all that, and every week I was being punished constantly.
So every week goes by
from
means you remember the punishment and it sticks.
Yeah, I think so.
That's something simple to cure. Because it's destroying you.
Yeah.
You can't go on like that.
I know.
Every week is the hypnotic expression. Yeah. It's basically hypnotic.
Yeah.
Like take care. And once you realize that you are under a curse, meaning you're programmed. You're programmed to your father. It's like a person, if a person beats you up as a child and wears a certain buckle, then one day, when you're 20 years later, there's a man that's got a similar buckle, and that means, immediately means that you fit that person into your father, and you hate him right away.
Yeah. When I left.
But you see lots of wrong people.
Yeah.
You've heard lots of stories about children being beaten and beaten.
Yeah.
And as much as you listen to it, the more it eats you up.
Anyways, I lived in Mass, and I went to New York to live, and I was going to go to school out there, and he died a day or two after I started school out there, because I couldn't.
Yeah, but all that is not really relevant. What is your father did to you? Now, there's a piece of bread. Let's see what happens. Here, take a piece of bread. Look, there's got to be something spiritual in you. It either affects you or it doesn't. Either it's just a piece of bread, but there's a relationship with that. In Hebrew, I remember a little bit of Hebrew. Manishtana, halayla, hazeh. We're coming to that. I'll just finish this and you can sit down because I won't be able to help you. I'll bring her here in a minute. Manishtana, halayla, hazeh, mikol halalos. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, who brings bread from the earth. That's Jesus follows that. I remember that. I have a bad memory, but I remember. You go sit down now. I can't help you much. Come and sit here so I can see you. What are you crying for now? You're beginning to see things, aren't you? Well, maybe this will help. Look, see this? See this? Look. That's it. What you crying for? What you crying for? Huh?
Ugly spirit.
What you crying for?
That ugly spirit that he's talking about.
Can you hear?
An ugly spirit?
An ugly spirit.
Ugly spirit.
It's in there now?
It's my mom.
It's your mother.
And when he's...
Your aunt.
My mom was so
Mother and
mean.
aunt.
From my mother?
And I always knew that. I mean, I let go.
Help me with this, could you?
I don't understand.
That-
Spirit of his mother and
That
aunt.
dark spirit
The dark
that's
spirit
there,
mother.
still there. It's my mom.
Still in-
It's still.
Oh, and then, look at this then. Look at this.
It's finally coming out.
Look at this. Can you feel it?
And I hated it. That's what.
Get rid. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Find peace. Correct her head a little bit. That's it.
Hold on to this.
She's fit to sleep a little bit. I said, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. All right. You'll be all right soon. Just let it go. It's not important anymore. It's not important. Let your mother go. That's all. Don't let it be in you. It isn't your mother that's in you. It's what's in your mother that was in you. I just got rid of that for you. Just now. Open your eyes now. You'll be fine. No more. No more crying. Open your eyes. There you are. Can you see me? I'm your dad. I'm the dad you never had. There's a man that comes from where all men should come from. But they're not many of them. That's the problem of the world. But you don't have to suffer for that. Just let it go. Don't hate all men. Don't try to appease all men. Just be yourself. Okay? Are you okay?
I think so.
Okay.
You could put the cross up here and see what happens.
Everybody went for dinner.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess it's.
Well, I didn't know 3 hours.
Do you have time for one more?
Well, this is very nice. Did we have some good time this morning? Yes. I'm glad. I think I'll go home and just rest a little bit.